I feel like everybody feels like, they should be on the team, and if you ask anybody on the team, would they feel like they belong?
Coaches like Kevin Stefanski, it's ego over execution, it's plays over players.
I'm outraged, I'm sickened, and I'm saddened by the way Shedeurs continues to be treated.
The NFL world is furious, and Kevin Stefanski is right at the center of the storm. Experts are now exposing the Browns head coach for allegedly rigging Shedeurs preseason game to make him look like a bust.
Jake, and the lies that Kevin Stefanski has told, Kevin Stefanski even looked even worse.
And if these claims are true, this isn't just bad coaching. This is a calculated takedown of a rising star.
When they're at practice, Shedeurs is not their priority. When he is at practice, he was staying hours beforehand, leaving hours later.
You're not the only one angry. The entire NFL world is livid over how the Browns handled Shedeurs. Analysts, journalists, and even former players are calling this preseason fiasco a straight-up setup. They believe Stefanski didn't just coach poorly, he orchestrated a situation where Shedeurs had no shot at succeeding.
And Kevin Stefanski handled that situation and this whole quarterback competition horribly because you removed an opportunity for him to redeem himself in that situation to go out as a winner. And again,
think about it. A rookie quarterback with first-round talent thrown into a broken system surrounded by players who won't even make the roster. Instead of helping him shine, the Browns stacked the deck against him. And fans? They've had enough, because this feels less like football and more like sabotage in plain sight.
After that 2-minute drive, if he would have led that team down to a score, that would have wrote all the wrongs that he had.
Let's not sugarcoat it. This wasn't bad coaching. This was a setup. Kevin Stefanski didn't just throw Shedeurs into the fire. He built the fire, handed him a bucket of gasoline, and walked away.
That's how it struck me that they threw him in because they didn't want him to make any more splash and put any more heat on Stefanski. But it's a desperate, dangerous situation in which he's got no shot, man.
He surrounded Shedeurs with third, fourth, and even fifth string players, guys who were cut the very next day, and then called standard offensive plays knowing full well the O-line couldn't hold for 2 seconds. No quick passes, no protection, no adjustments. Oh, and here's the kicker. Shedeurs wasn't given a single first-team rep in practice, yet Stefanski expected him to run plays designed for starters. Analysts are calling this exactly what it looks like, a calculated move to cool Shedeurs' hype and slow down his rise before the fans demanded a quarterback change.
Players on the opposing teams see it. They know what's going on. They know what's going down, but it's all about Kevin Stefanski's ego. We saw this with...
And just when you think it couldn't get worse, this is where the outrage explodes. With the game on the line, Stefanski had the perfect chance to let Shedeurs prove himself in a high-pressure 2-minute drill. The kind of moment every rookie quarterback dreams about to showcase leadership and composure.
Stefanski even looked even worse. So what did he do? He took him out and let Huntley run it, knowing that Huntley was not going to be on the roster the next day. So what other tape did he have to see from Huntley? Because you knew you was going to release Huntley. You should have gave Shedeurs that opportunity.
Instead, he pulled Shedeurs out and gave the ball to Tyler Huntley, completely stripping the rookie of his chance to turn the game around and rewrite the narrative. There was no clear explanation, no opportunity for redemption, and no consideration of what this moment could have meant for Shedeurs' confidence and growth.
When it comes to the 3s and 4s that you're playing with that aren't going to be on the squad and not going to make the team, give your quarterback a chance. Okay, you know what? You know they can't hold up that long? Let's play quick game. Let's play quick game just to get Shedeurs in the goddamn rhythm. But no, you come out, call them regular offensive plays.
Analysts aren't buying the coaching decision excuse either. To them, this wasn't just about managing a game. It was about managing perception. By removing Shedeurs from the most crucial drive, Stefanski protected the existing quarterback hierarchy and ensured Shedeurs wouldn't have a chance to overshadow the veterans.
Dillon Gabriel was drafted according to where his talent suggested, to be completely honest and fair. 3rd round, looks like a high-end backup, looks like Case Keenum out there and how efficient he is with the football. He's a point guard passer. That's great for him. Shedeurs...
If you really want to understand why people are furious, just look at how differently Dillon Gabriel was treated. While Shedeurs was left battling behind third and fourth string players who were cut the next day, Gabriel was handed the perfect setup to succeed. He got first-team reps in practice, max pass protection, and an offensive scheme tailored to his strengths.
Was the one that should have gone in the first round that went to the fifth round for reasons that doesn't involve football. And so we could dive into a whole diatribe about that. But when you look at what he does well, accuracy, the placement, situational football, which he took away from him today in the 2-minute offense. So
for Gabriel, Stefanski designed a quick, efficient passing game. Short throws, spread formations, and routes built to move the ball fast. Meanwhile, Shedeurs was forced to run deep-drop, high-risk plays behind an O-line that couldn't hold its ground, with zero adjustments made to ease the pressure.
And ripping it, 129 yards and a touchdown. Shedeurs Sanders under pressure, 5 sacks, finished 3 of 6 for 14 yards on the day.
The result? Gabriel looked polished and unstoppable, putting up 129 yards and a touchdown while marching down the field with ease. Shedeurs, on the other hand, spent most of his snaps under siege, taking 5 brutal sacks and finishing with just 14 passing yards. To analysts, this wasn't bad luck. It was by design. Stefanski set up one quarterback to shine while quietly putting the other in a position where failure was almost guaranteed.
A lot of times with these coaches and coaches like Kevin Stefanski, it's ego over execution, it's plays over players. At the end of the day, you got to give this kid a shot to redeem himself. That's the beauty of being a rookie. You're going to go out there, you're going to struggle, you're going to have some success, you're going to struggle again, but you want to see them come out on the other side.
At this point, analysts aren't just questioning Kevin Stefanski's decisions. They're calling out his entire coaching philosophy. Over and over, the same criticism comes up. With Stefanski, it's ego over execution and plays over players.
But most likely Shedeurs Sanders, because when people talking about, like RG3 said, talking about sabotaging a young player, this is what it looks like.
Instead of adjusting his system to highlight Shedeurs' strengths, Stefanski forced him into a scheme that was never built for him. There were no quick passes, no creative protections, and no effort to simplify the offense for a rookie making his preseason statement. It's as if Stefanski was more interested in protecting his playbook than protecting his quarterback.
Can you address this sort of persistent narrative that you're trying to sabotage Shedeurs Sanders, especially after yesterday and not putting him in for the 2-minute?
Yeah, obviously, I don't concern myself with outside type of things.
And here's what makes it worse. Shedeurs has been grinding since day one, arriving early, staying late, putting in the work. Yet Stefanski treated him like an afterthought. No priority, no development plan, just a young quarterback thrown into chaos and then blamed when things went south.
I'm just telling you, this young man can play quarterback at the highest level in this league. He is capable of being a franchise quarterback and taking a team to the promised land.
The backlash isn't just coming from frustrated fans. Some of the biggest names in sports media are calling this outright sabotage. Analysts and former players agree on one thing. Kevin Stefanski set Shedeurs Sanders up to fail. Stephen A. Smith warned from the start that the Browns would undercut Shedeurs to prove he isn't ready to start. Garrett Bush backed this up, saying Stefanski ignored Shedeurs' dedication and threw him into chaos with no protection or support.
He went into a gunfight with 2 knives. He gonna lose that every time.
TJ Houshmandzadeh said Stefanski sent Shedeurs into a gunfight with 2 knives, making success impossible. Skip Bayless called the entire setup rigged against Shedeurs, accusing the Browns of damaging his confidence instead of developing him. When this many respected voices agree, it's hard to call it a coincidence. To them, this isn't just poor coaching. It's a calculated effort to control Shedeurs' narrative and slow his rise before the fan base demands change.
Word of mouth all around this league was, let's teach him, and especially his daddy, a lesson. Let's just put them in their place.
Behind the scenes, many believe this goes deeper than just preseason strategy. There's growing speculation that the NFL wants to slow down Shedeurs Sanders' rise, and by extension, check Deion Sanders' influence.
From my assessment, y'all, they don't want a controversy. It was like, wow, you put him in with guys that's gonna be on the street tomorrow. They all getting cut, Shannon. Everybody Shedeurs play with. We know that. Tomorrow or Monday. So you didn't get this man a fighting chance to compete. He went into a...
According to insiders, there's an unspoken agenda. Keep the Sanders brand in its place. Stefanski's handling of Shedeur only adds fuel to that theory, pulling him from key moments, surrounding him with cut-level players, and setting him up in schemes where failure was inevitable. To critics, this wasn't just about a rookie quarterback struggling in preseason. It was about sending a message. Know your place, don't shake the system, and don't challenge the existing hierarchy.
You know, I was on the bike, I was powering up. You know, I was powering up for that 2-minute drive because, you know, that's just a situation every quarterback dreams for. That's many situations I've been in before, and I thought I was in. So then he told me I was.
Despite everything stacked against him, Shedeurs Sanders handled the situation like a pro. He didn't call out Stefanski, the play calling, or the lack of support. Instead, he took full responsibility for the sacks and the poor numbers, admitting he needed to improve his reads, progressions, and timing.
But I blame Stefanski for how he's handled this whole situation because it doesn't look very coach of the year leadership-like to me.
That maturity hasn't gone unnoticed. While the Browns face mounting criticism, Shedeurs' calm and professional response has earned him respect across the league and strengthened his image as a future franchise quarterback.
I think Shedeur definitely makes the team. It's interesting to see how.
But make no mistake, the backlash is getting louder with every passing day, and this story is nowhere near over. Was Shedeur sabotaged, or is this just rookie growing pains? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and subscribe so you don't miss the next update.